Perfect, perfect, perfect. First of all, welcome everybody to Cameshiareviews. I am super, super excited to have in the building the champion. JAG is here, and he's only here for 30 minutes. And I want to say before we even get started, the special space today, I need everyone to please be respectful. I'm not going to bring everyone up here, and I love most of y'all, but if I do not know you're not familiar with you, I probably will not be bring you up. Just please understand, okay? Let me see. I thought I sent you a co-host link, Sheena. I'm not sure if you're able to do it right this moment, but I'd love for you to co-host with me. But first, let me go ahead. Jag, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Jazz. I appreciate you guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, so far I do have one request, and I am familiar with your page, so I know you have a question. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and have the floor, Corey. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Jack, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you, baby. Go ahead.
Also, awesome. Congrats on the win. So, Jack, what are you planning on doing with all your money?
Hey, how's it going? Can everyone hear me? This is my first time doing spaces as well, so thank you for being patient with me while I figure this out too.
You're good,
But
Jag.
awesome, thank you. Um, but I kind of talked about this in different interviews as well. Everything I've done, like even on the show, and I talked about my family a lot, and this is no different. Like with the money, everything is just for my family, and I have no clue what I'm actually gonna do with it, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. That's probably a terrible answer, but that's the truth.
We wish you the best. I just wanted to say hi. Congrats on the win.
Thank you so much.
I do not see that as a terrible answer in no kind of way because you were just being completely honest about that. Not everybody's going to be completely like focused, like this is all the money. I think a lot is coming at you. I don't know how I would be able to handle everything from the social media, from whatever, whatever. What is there? I want to ask a question. A regular thing that you did before you got in the house that you're able to do now that you missed.
I love playing the guitar. So that's one thing that and like I love music in general, so we couldn't really listen to music in the house, but I'm big on playing the guitar and I didn't have access to that while I was in the house. So it's been fun like trying to get back into it while I'm out here. So yeah, probably that.
Wait a minute. Who is that? Okay, I'm sorry. So one thing I want to tell everybody: if you have a question or anything, please hit the request. This space is a safe space for everybody. Hit the request. If you have any questions for Jag, let's say he's here for 30 minutes, just like Corey came up here and did. Please come up here and send your request. And as long as I know you and everything else, it should be no problem at all. Now, so I know you said this is the beginning of you learning the Twitter spaces. What have you learned about Twitter Spaces, Jag? I'm curious to know. Since you've been, Jag's laughing. Since you've been out of the house, I'm so curious.
This is the first space I'm on. I don't know much about Twitter Spaces. I just know that like it's like the biggest fans, like everyone knows everything about everything, and that's my perception of it. Let me know how accurate or not accurate I am though.
Corey, go ahead, Corey.
I thought of a better question. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Jag, we need your honest answers on your feelings or your reaction to Corey's video roasting Matt.
I thought that was so
It was
funny. And
so
look, like
hilarious, right? Tell us all about
it
it.
was yeah, it was so funny. I saw Corey's video and I was literally dying laughing. And Matt is like such a good sport about everything too. I don't know if y'all saw, but like I also then made one the same as what like how Corey had made one. And it was just really funny. Like I FaceTime Matt and was talking to him too, and he was like laughing about it. It's literally just everyone just like roasting each other and just like having a good time because you know I'm friends with Corey and Matt. But I thought it was so hilarious. Corey's like one of the funniest guys. Even in the house, like we hung out all the time. We just make jokes back and forth always, and so it's funny to see like his humor still afterwards. So I thought it was great.
Okay, so the Twitter Spaces is just a different world, and that's why I was asking about it because so much has happened as far as Big Brother, and so I was curious to know, like, what have you heard from your brother, the good and the bad, because it's a lot, and it's just like a whole other world. So I was really curious. Go ahead, Jess.
I mean, okay, I'll be honest. You guys know I keep it real. I've been in Twitter Spaces for the last 100 days and stuff like that. Well, not even 100 days. I started a little bit later, but I mean, we know this. Like, a lot of former house guests don't come into Spaces because it doesn't have the best rep, right? It did require some convincing because people were already saying, Twitter Spaces, and I was like, wait. Being his manager, I was able to convince him at this point, right, to be like, look, give it a shot. We're gonna see how it goes, So that's why he was willing and down to do it. So hopefully his experience is good too. I know I've had a great experience in Twitter Spaces.
It's unfortunate though that some of the house guests in the past did have a negative experience, and so I hope that myself and Sheena, who's in the chat listening, will be able to bring a more positive experience for Jag and anybody else who would come to the spaces because they're not all that way. Welcome to the stage, Juju. What's your question, hon?
Hi, Kamisha. Hi, Jess. Hi,
Hey, sweetie.
Jag. I wanted to ask if you were offered, Jag, to go on any other reality TV or even to go back into Big Brother, would you take the opportunity to do it? I heard through the grapevine that maybe someone wants to do the Amazing Race with you, but we keep that on the quiet. Shh. I'm just wondering. That's all.
That's funny. Yeah, I had such a great time on Big Brother. Like truly, even times that it was like really stressful, I still felt really grateful because I thought to myself, and I said this to other house guests too. It's like, how lucky are we that we get to be stressed about like a competition coming up when there's so many other things that folks outside the house are stressed about, like other stressors in life that have so much more weight than just a veto comp or a HOH comp. So I truly loved my experience on Big Brother, and I'm super open to opportunities. Like if I were to get invited to go on Big Brother again or other shows like the Challenge, or if it's the Amazing Race or Survivor, who knows whatever shows, I would be very very open to that because I felt like a big part of even me being on Big Brother was the representation aspect of it, being the first Sikh on the show. And so that was a really important piece. And I think in whatever capacity I can continue my journey and continue to, like, have that platform and continue to amplify those voices, that's super important to me.
Thank you.
Thank
Lovely. I
you.
love my yeah. Thank you guys. Okay, so we have a Jag Stan. What's your question, sweetie? Jag
Oh,
Stan. Oh,
hey guys. Hey Jag, I wanted to know, has this fame gone to your head yet or what? What's the word on that? Because I've heard on the streets that a lot of your fans and friends have been trying to reach out to you, but you haven't really gone back with them. That's all.
I don't know what streets you're hearing this on. The fame has definitely not gotten to my head at all. Like one of the first things I wanted to do after I left the house, like, was to just come back home. I took a flight back to Washington, saw my family and friends, went back to OMAC to hung out with my family, and uh, the biggest thing for me is like, yeah, 100 days went by and I was in the house, and obviously it was like a wild experience and super unique. But 100 days also went by for my family and my friends and all my loved ones, and so right now I'm in the mode where like all my closest people, like I just want to hear like, well, what was going on in those 100 days for you? Like, what happened in your life? Because it's not all just about me and what happened during my time, but it's about everyone else too. So that's what I've been focusing a lot on, and I'm feeling super grateful just to hang out with my entire support system, my friends and fam again.
well, one thing I will say, Jag, your brother been holding you down. If you didn't know, I'm gonna let you know. Your brother has been the goat. Okay, like he's very humble, but I still have to say it. Your brother has been holding you down, period. Okay. So that's something you probably don't know, or you probably assume with y'all, it's your brother. But yes, I want to let you know in the Twitter streets, he's been doing that. um, One of the things I wanted to know is now that you're out of the house and the cast is out and they're doing their thing. Um, is there anybody that you're talking to more out of the house than you did in the house?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I haven't gotten that one before. Um, Not really. I mean, I feel like I was talking to everyone more in the house, but that was because we were all in the house together. I'm in touch with folks outside the house still, but nothing like nothing out of the blue, because even in the house, I felt like I was lucky enough to build strong personal relationships with everyone. Like game aside, like on a personal level, I really connected with everyone. I thought like everyone was just such a great person. It was so wonderful to get to know them on a deeper level. So that still remains true now.
Okay, so I want to say that I want to shout out to you because the way you have come out of the house and such a gentleman, like I told you on the interview that we did, guys. The interview will be dropping tomorrow, and I just want to say I even told him that you're such a gentleman. I just love how you are, just taking these I call it slings and arrows, and you're taking it with stride, and it's just like I don't know, I'm about to crumble by now. It's a lot. So, and I'm going to ask you this here while everybody's listening. How are you actually dealing with the slings and the arrows? Because I'm sure there's many. You have people that love you, I know, but because of the game and people didn't think this and that. How are you feeling about everyone's opinion of you? Period.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough that I've gotten a lot of like overwhelmingly positive support from people, and been amazing to hear. Obviously, like there's people are gonna have a lot of different opinions, and what
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
really matters to me is like feedback that I'm getting. I know we chatted about this a little bit earlier today, Kamisha, but like feedback that I'm getting, the most important thing for me is like I'm big on learning, and so if there's feedback that I think is really valid, and there are moments where I can learn from this and take accountability and just become a better man every day, that's what really matters to me. So I welcome all feedback, whether it seems like it's coming off as negative. I think a lot of times there is something in there that I can learn from and grow from, and that's truly what matters to me.
You looking at yourself at this situation, what growth would you say you have? And I know you still have. You just got the house. So I'm pretty sure there's like a year from now you might have a completely different answer. But and I know you haven't seen every episode, but I know you've seen clips and things. That self reflection does come into play. For you, what's your takeaways from this?
Yeah, I actually haven't seen any episodes yet. Like I haven't been watching anything back. The most important thing for me has been like my relationships, like my personal relationships with everyone else in the house, and so that's been something that even afterwards I've been reflecting on, and reaching out to folks that I feel I should be reaching out to, and because that's all important. I think in the house, uh, we're in there, and a lot of things are so unique to being in there and can be taken out of context too. But I also recognize how some things, like whether it's a joke or whatever it is that happened in the house, like it does send a different message, and I need to own up to that. And so for me, it's been reflecting on that and how it may be perceived, and then reaching out to folks, and ensuring that they are okay, their mental health is good, that our relationship is intact, and that overall like they're solid, I'm good, like everything is good on that sense.
Okay, so I think I just added Chef up here. What is your question and welcome to the space?
Hello, thanks for letting me answer a question. My question is for Jag and Jazz, um, if you want to answer. But what's your thoughts on Nani Gonzalez from the challenge? And if you were called to be on the challenge because you were pretty athletic on the show and like you won the most competitions, would you consider being in an alliance with Nani? And like, do you even like know about the challenge and like, yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who that is. But I've heard about the challenge. Like I know about the challenge. If I got asked to be on the challenge, I'd be super open to that opportunity. But like, on God, like who is that?
What's up? I'm
Um,
sorry. Not oh God, who is that?
Nani is from the challenge. She recently won the last season, and like she she's engaged to Casey, the winner of Big Brother 20, and like Nani had recently said that she would be interested in playing Big Brother. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I know Casey. But that's cool. I don't follow. Like I didn't watch the challenge before this much. Like literally just clips. So yeah, I really don't know names of people that much. But that's
You got
cool.
me weak. You got me so weak.
Congrats to
Oh my God.
Nani. What was that?
You got me so weak over here. You got me laughing. Okay, so I
Yeah.
have a couple of questions right above your head. It's called the Camtron. And the question is, if you are inclined, can you ask if he really believes Matt was unbothered by the video because based on how he was in the house, when anyone made a joke at his expense, it's a little hard to believe. That's the question.
Oh yeah, I mean like I'm super close with Matt, and he fully was like he was laughing, like he Facetimed me and he was like laughing super hard about it all. Um, he like I think he's great at taking jokes like that too. Like he has explained the dynamics between him and his friends, and they're always just like roasting each other, and like that's sort of how that is. I'm not really sure. Um, how he was in the house when I wasn't there. Like I haven't seen anything back, but at least like with me, like we would joke around about whatever, and he never seemed to take it personally. So maybe that's just the relationship we have. I haven't seen anything else, so I don't have context on that. I can't really speak on that, but nah, like he was super chill about it. Like he literally thought it was hilarious.
Okay, I added Cam. Now, some of you guys, unfortunately, I'm not familiar with you guys. You're not even following me. That's why I am not adding you up here. I do not want any kind of disrespect. I do not want Jack's first experience in the space is hearing me drag somebody. Just being real. Okay, so Cam, your space is open. You have the floor, baby.
Hi. Hi, Drag.
Hello,
Hi,
welcome,
Jack. Hi,
welcome.
Kamisha. I
Hi.
love your spaces. So I have two questions for Jag. One, were you recruited or did you apply?
I was definitely not recruited. They're not recruiting anyone out of OMAC. I'll tell
Okay.
you that.
And then,
Um,
oh, sorry.
I applied.
And then, do you have any advice for people that would want to get on the show for like the application?
Yeah, and that's something like I've gotten a lot of questions on. I think I'm gonna probably create something or do something and actually like maybe give advice to more folks that are wondering. But overall, the like really quick snippet I can give you is like it's important to like be yourself and like own up to that as much as possible. And that's sort of what I did when I applied to, and it worked out really well for me.
All right, thank you. I've been thinking about applying for like 3 years now, but I haven't sent an application in, so I might just do it. So thank you.
That was a good question, Cam. And please make sure you guys mute in between so we can hear everyone speak. Maxine, I just added you. Oh, I'm sorry. Before you go, Maxine, Jan, what you got to say, baby? I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand.
Yeah. Whatever your personality is, play into it. That's I'm gonna add into that. Like if you're outgoing, play into that outgoing aspect, right? Like if you're whatever you are because they want, like, I mean, CBS at the end of the day is a business, right? They're a huge production and like Big Brother, they want characters on the show, right? And so like whatever that might be, just kind of add more into that.
Okay, Maxine.
Hi, thanks so much for having me up. Jag, it's great to chat with you. All right, very quick question. I mean, obviously you won the game and obviously you beat Matt, but I was racking my brain as to why you took Matt instead of Felicia to the final three. Was there any part of you after Felicia left that made you think, maybe this wasn't the best decision? And how did you sort of fight that as you were getting towards the end of the game?
Yeah, that's a great question. For me, taking Matt was not a game decision. And I know we're in there playing the game, but that really was it felt more like a moral decision that I had made because it felt wrong to cut Matt. He had saved me earlier in the game, and during that time, I really had like prayed for an answer. And it was the same time that it was my sister's wedding, and so getting evicted that week after just having missed her wedding, like the timing of it and like the headspace I was in, like was I really was praying for an answer, and like he answered that. And after that is when I made a commitment that I was going to go to the very end with him. And I knew that like he had an incredible social game. He was really good at competitions. Like he was able to have a really strong shot against me. And I truly thought that if I sat next to him as well, like he would probably have more jury votes, and it would be a really, really tough battle for me to sit next to him. But I decided that I needed to do what I felt was right. So that even if I watch the show back, years down the road, I can hold my head up high based on that decision. So ultimately, it was I made the decision that I would be proud of, and my family and my community and everyone would be proud of as well.
I love that. Thanks so much for answering the question. It was a massive risk, but clearly it paid off, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maxine. And our time is almost up, guys. So, Corey, will you go ahead and ask your question? And then, Shy Lander, I just brought you up, please. Corey. No, Corey. I'm sorry, Corey first, and Shy Lander. Corey, go ahead. Corey, your hand is up. Do you have a question, baby? Okay, Shy Lander, go ahead, sweetie. I don't know what's going on. We don't have time.
Okay. Hey, Jag. So I just want to know when you were sitting there for 100 days listening to Matt call America a B word, a cheater, this and that and the other, what was going through your head? Did you agree with him? Were you scared of him, or did you just not care?
No, I mean, I definitely don't agree with him, and I'm not sure the nature of what Matt and America's relationship was as well. And again, these are all things that like I've chatted with um, my people about, like my support system, my friends and family about like in instances like this, like what are ways in which I can step up and do better in the future and learn from this and grow from this too, because that was something that when Matt said things, or when honestly, even beyond that, like when anyone said things about others in the house, that goes beyond what we could see as like game. Those are instances that like people should be stepping up for, and I also needed to be doing a better job at that. And so that's something that definitely still remains true.
Hey, so Jag, something that I wanted to ask on that note, and taking accountability, just because you brought it up, and this was big on the BB Twitter streets. There was a comment that you and Matt made about Felicia and Suri having served their purpose in the house, and a lot of people took that in a very negative way. Have you spoken to Felicia? And
I do apologize about that. I was informed some information about that person on the speaker. I will not say here, but I apologize. I had to remove that person from the speaker, so I apologize. Just for your best interest, Jazz. Don't worry about it. Clement, I did add you up here. Go ahead with your question, please. You'll probably be the final question. Is it Clement? I think.
Yeah, I was wondering, Jack, did you ever like doubt that you had a chance at winning the game?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's doubt, because obviously, like, I never gave up on myself, but I knew I wanted to play the game in which I wanted to, and it was a tough battle to get there. Like, I never thought, like, oh, I got it in the bag. Even at the very, very end, when I made the decision to choose Matt to sit next to me, I never thought, like, oh, this is going to be easy, because the whole game, it was never easy for me. It's just, I know that my whole life I've had to be resilient and I've had to persevere, and so the Big Brother house was no different.
Thank you.
Well, first, I do want to say thank you so much, Jag, for coming through. And Jazz, I'm going to say thank you to you. I'm going to say that. I appreciate both of you kings for taking time out for this space. Guys, the interview does drop tomorrow. I apologize for those who didn't get to get up here. But my sis, my other queen, Sheena, it also has space. I actually put it in the Camtron. I also shared it on my page. Please go hit the reminder bell. We'll be going over there. And if you have any questions there, you'll be able to do that also there as well. But the champ, I wanted to say it, I got the champ from my girl Sheena. But thank you so much for coming through, Kings. Again, I appreciate it. With that being said, guys, we're out of here. I love y'all very much.
Bye, Corn.
Bye.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.